Oh yes. Well. Oh, there's someone that is watching. Hello. I'm just making so. And we are 0 again. And let's start. Yeah, I shaved myself. Well guys, welcome to this new video. I'm just going to record this too, so okay. Hello people and welcome to this new video. My name is Andrew and today we're going to see some stuff about games and the Rainbow Things RPG. Now, my game is going pretty well. I'm a little bit late on the things. Actually, I finished this new level. I'm just going to make some spoilers here and there. And that's all for the moment. And now what I'm going to talk is about RPG rainbows. Have you ever think to make some particle effects with some stuff, with some rainbow color? Well, I thought about that last night while I was going to sleep, because you know, when you're ready to sleep, it's right there that come ideas. So now I'm going to let you see what I achieved, and like you can see, this is one of the attempts. It's not that great because, like you can see, time to time there's something awful that happens and the colors aren't that good at all. But this might be something to use, why not? And another one was this one here. That is kind of grayscale and other stuff. Last but not least, we have this other one that isn't that bad at all. It's pretty good, this one, but like you can see, there's always something black that I really don't like. You know, that black color that shouldn't be there when you make a rainbow thing, because it's just too dark. Now, the last thing I achieved is this one. and this one is pretty good, even though there's already again that bluish, dark bluish, but that's good. I think we can take it. This is the last one and this is the best one. Now the first three ones were achieved by using some code, and it was everything was automatized. So I found this site here. It is pretty good. It explains a lot of things, and I found out how to make that just by trial and error. And I used the Zentakus formula here. I took just this sim wave and stuff because why not? I don't know how sim waves and stuff works, but it seems that they gives you some values between 0 and -1 and 1, and that's good, I suppose, to make something like this. So to make like this one, the last one, I used actually flags, because it's everything made by hand, and the result is much better than the other two ones here, because here you can see there's this black thing, and in this other one there's this bad colors. I don't like this one, so like you can see this one isn't that good too, but the last one is pretty good. So I'm going to show you how to make this one here because it's pretty good. And like you can see, I have some counters here just to make sure that everything works. Now let's start by making a new frame. We have our new frame, and this new frame I'm just going to put some grayish color here just to make sure that we can see the white eventually. And now I'm going to use 3 counters just because we need something for reference to make sure that we can see it. So clone this thing 3 times, and here are our counters. The first one is going to be R, the second one is going to be G, and the third one is going to be B. Like I said, RGB, that's my mistake. Now we're going to create some particles, and this one is going to be white actually. I'm going to make this time a square because I don't have time to lose. So this is a square. And is it centered in the center? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just make sure that this thing follows the mouse. And how can we make that thing follows the mouse, sorry. And we can make this thing follow the mouse by adding another one. This is going to be our mouse. Actually, it's just to make everything easier, because I just don't want to make stuff, to code a lot. So I'm just going to make this way. So set X to X mouse and set Y to Y mouse. And that's fine. We have this first thing. This is going to be our mouse. Actually, you can see anything, but we're coming. So now we're going to create some particles. To make particles, this is going to be our particle, and it's going to be right now with some behaviors. So we're going to create a behavior on this, and we're going to give to this 2 variables. The first variable is going to be the transparency, and the second one is going to be the scale. So we have trans and scale. These two ones are going to be this one because we want to see our thing when it comes out, and that's okay. And what we're going to do in our behavior, it's going to be this thing. Always we're going to set our trans and scale to our thing. Back baby, hi. Pure Shack baby, back baby. Hi dude, how are you doing? Now what we're going to do is set the scale and the thing here. Set scale, and we're going to retrieve our scale here that it at the moment is just 1. 0 because they're particles and we don't want to consume a lot of memory. And what we're going to do now is just to add another event here. We're going to set our scale, our transparency, effects, set alpha blending coefficient. Like you can see, 0 is the visible thing, 255 is going to be invisible. So we're going to take this one, retrieve transparency. Now what we're going to do is to add another thing we're going to do is to give it some movement. So we're going to give this angle rotation, retrieving its angle, and we're going to be minus, I don't know, 6 or 12. 6. Actually, I'm going to give it some random plus random range. Actually, it can be only random 3, or yeah, 3. Why not? What's wrong right now? 0. Random 3. Okay. 0 quality. So what is going to happen right now is this thing here, it's rotating. And another thing we want to do is just to add to the transparency 1. Add to transparency 1 and subtract from the from the scale 0.01. This is going to scale it down. Yay! And it's fading. So what we're going to do is just change this thing again. I think we should give it something like 2. It will be better. Damn, I love this music. Now, the fact why I added this white color is just because we're going to change that color, and if it was another color, it wouldn't have the effect we want. So now we're going to always create an object particle according to our stupid mouse here. Now we're going to use this particle because this particle, this object here is our mouse. That was the why I used that active to move around the mouse. Rename this. What is happening? Yeah, we have our thing here. It's working, it's cool, and it's white. So what we're going to do is a third thing, and this is going to be our variable container, and just make this green here, just use this orange and var. What we need here is our three values. New value. Rename this in R. B, no, G and B. Thanks to this, we're going to set these three things to the values of the color we want to make a rainbow. Another thing we need is a. Okay, this is going to be something to confront with. So R G B. Now I use these three variables just to make sure that we don't need to make everything by hand, because making things by hand, it takes a lot. So I'm going to use this just to 155, and the blue is going to be just 200 because I hate that bad blue. There's going to be a little bit altering our stuff, but that's cool. Now always create that thing and always set our image RBG. So get RBG RGB damn to retrieve the bluish thing here from our container. We're going to retrieve our red, our green, and our blue. Like you can see, everything is 0 at the moment, and if we play this thing, it's going to be black, because black is better. Yay. What we're going to do now is just... okay, that's okay. I'm going to change the name of this thing. I'm going to put the file in the description actually, so maybe people can use this thing. Let's see. This is going to be values. Now I'm going to use another always here. Set this to R. R G damn and this is going to be RP. So this way we have a visual thing. We have a visual thing, so we can see what actually the values are. This is just for debugging, guys. You don't need to make this stuff here. You just need now, it's going to be the real code. The real code is going to be a new group of events, and we're going to set up the automatization. So automatize, and we're going to say to this thing, if we're going to use 3 flags. So if flag 1, no, this is wrong. If flag 1, where are the flags here? Alterable values flags. 1 is on, and actually the RBG here is, the R is lower than the underscore R. We're going to add 1 to the R. No, not 1. We're going to add this amount. We're going to add 15. No, just kidding, 1. For the moment we're going just to add 1. So by that we're going to add 1 to the value here. Add to our this value here, amount. So this is going to be for flag 2 and flag 3 too. Flag 2, and this is going to be our G, and flag 3, and this is going to be our B. So flag 1 is R, flag 2 is G, and flag 3 is B. And to each one of these we're going to add the amount to each one. Now the fact why I use this amount is because if we want to debug it, we can change that quantity of thing just by the debugger. So right now we should have nothing. Yeah. Yes, because nothing is on. Now we're going to make this other stuff here. If they're off, if is off, and this is lower than 0, no, greater than, sorry, I just made a mistake. If this is greater than this thing, greater than 0, we're going to subtract. No, we're going to subtract the amount. Now, what we're going to do is, if it's on, we're going to add something to our RGB values. If they're off, these flags, we're going to subtract something. And to subtract something actually is going to be always the amount. So I'm going to copy and paste this 3 times, because 2 and 3, and this is going to be G and blue, and this is going to be actually G and blue too. This thing and blue too. Now we have everything set it up. What we miss is that using this number, for example 15, we're going to go farther than 255 or under than 0. So we have to fix that. If R is lower than 0, we're going to set it to 0. Set it to 0. 3 times this one too. If G is lower than 0 and if B is lower than 0, they're going to be 0. So just to make sure that we don't go in negatives and we don't go more than 255, or if this is going to be greater than the amount, the R here, we're going to set it to the R. And so on here. Actually, I'm just going to copy this. Yeah, it takes a while to make this thing, because it's everything made by hand. It was easier with the other one, actually. And what we're going to do is set G to G here and set B to B here. Okay, now everything is ready here, and we can see it's still nothing happening. We can make the thing that we can toggle on space, just to debug this stuff. Upon pressing a key on space, toggle 1, C, okay, 2 and 3. And you can see that right now we have just some grayish thing. The grayscale probably. Now we have some blue thing here because it's going to stop on 200, and that's fine. And another thing here is going to be that if scale is lower than 0, just destroy this thing. So, okay. Now what we're going to do is some really hard thing, because this is a little bit annoying, and we're going to add a new stuff here, a new group of events, and this is going to be our activation. So activation on start frame, I'm just going to activate set flag on the first one, and I'm going to set the RGB here, the R just 255, or maybe directly to this value here, to the R here. This because we need a trigger, and this way we have our trigger on. And what we're going to do now is starting to make something. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Like you can see here, we have this nice cube. Actually, we have the amount of each color we need to achieve. So, for example, red, to achieve red, we need 255 red and 0 green, 0 blue. Magenta is 255 red, 0 green, and 255 blue, and so on. Now, like you can see, there are 6 colors here, and we need to achieve the 6 colors. To achieve them, we're going to make a new thing. We're going to compare some values. So this might be a little bit tricky, but it's easy at least, because it's not that difficult. Now, insert a new comment, activation, and what we're going to do is, if our R, we're going to use our 3 values and compare them. If our R, if our G, and if our B are equal to something, we're going to activate them. So if our R is equal to the underscore R, we're going to activate, let's see, which ones. Where's my thing here? We're going to go this way, from this to magenta. So red, magenta, and we're going to activate our blue because we need our blue. So we're going to activate the third one. So we're going to make sure that we activate the third one. We're going to set flag 1, set flag 3. We're going to activate the 1, 2 because we need that thing. And we're going to deactivate the second one. This is the annoying thing because we have to set everything by hand. I mean, the effect is pretty cool, but I didn't find another way to make this. So if this is equal to the blue thing, we're going to make this time a thing to deactivate the green, probably the red. Yeah, we need to deactivate the red. So what we're going to do is just turn off the red. Turn off the red, and I'm just going to delete this one. So if our red is 0 and our blue is on, we need to make a new stuff, and we're going to see our cube here. We need to activate the green. So we're going to activate 1 and 2. And we're going to deactivate this thing. And we're at half of the work. We're nearly there. We need to make another stuff here. So if our blue, magenta, and this other thing here, value of green, underscore green, are equal, these two things, we're going to deactivate the blue, I think. Yeah. deactivate the blue, set off. So the third flag is going to be off, and we have our green. And if this thing this way, we want yellow, so we're going to add some red. And we're going to deactivate nothing because already deactivated. So last one, if our red is equal to our red and this stuff here, we're going to deactivate our green because we want only red. And I think we're done. This should work right now. It's pretty slow, by the way. If you can see, it takes a while because it's just adding. Something's wrong. And we need to find out what's wrong. Oh, here. We don't need our red, but our underscore red. So we're done, I think, this time. Like you can see, it's working. No, it's not working. It's on purple. So blue, green, blue, blue. I don't know why it's not working. Why? So it kind of worked the first time. On, set off, set off. First one and second one. Set on the third one. This is the blue thing. Probably we have some issues on the automatized thing here. Yeah, this thing here, I think. The third one. If flag 3 is off. No, that's good actually. If R is lower than 0, set to 0. If G set. If R is greater than, set R to R. Set G to G. Yeah, this way. This thing here. This is going to be if B. Set B to B. That was the issue we had, and I think this time it's going to work. Yes, because I made that little mistake there. Sorry guys. Now, since this is a little bit too slow, what I'm going to do is add here our value, particle our values, and I'm going to change the thing here. Amount. I'm going to give this 15, so it's going to add 15 at a time. I don't like that blue thing there. I kinda hate that blue thing. So I'm going to make it not 200 but just 150. What is going to happen? We always have that thing there. I hate this thing. I'm going to make that 50. What is going to happen if it's going to be 50? Damn thing. 255. I'm going to try every value here to find out which is the one that works better. But I think that this way is going to be good enough. Actually, let's see if we make this 200, 200, and 200. What is going to happen? Nothing. It's going to be just more lighter, more darker. So let's see if we make this 100 and 100 and 100. Even darker. Let's make this 255. Yay. 255. Actually, I want everything 255 because this will be more vivid, but I just hate the bluish thing there. It's too blue. Yay, I have my particles done right now. Well guys, I think this is the end because I'm a little bit tired and I need to work on my game. I'm kind of procrastinating and that's not good. But thank you for watching. See you next time. Things are going good, are going on. I'm nearly to... I need more time, but I think I'll end this game soon. So, bye guys, and see you next time with a new video here, and bye. I'm just kidding, I don't want to leave. Okay, I think it's the end. See ya guys!